Yo, another beautiful day in paradise.
I would say so as well. But it got colder. Definitely got colder. We're definitely in the wintertime now.
Right? I was coming back from Toledo this weekend and it was snowing. It was awful.
Oh my goodness. That's
Awful.
it was people just don't know how to drive in the snow. That's the worst part of snow. That's the worst part of snow. That nice.
Is the fact that people don't know how to drive.
Yeah, 100%. They just panic. It's like there was no snow actually sticking to the ground and people were driving like their car was about to break down on the side of the road. I seen some wild things just because of a little bit of snow.
Maybe
Just
their
this
cars
past
were.
weekend. You said what?
So maybe some people's cars were, man.
That is very unfortunate if it was that many cars in the short span of I was driving where I was driving. But anyway, yeah, just got a little bit colder outside. Still a beautiful day in the neighborhood. How's yours, Rob? Yep, that's pretty much it.
And good news, Rick and Morty comes back Sunday.
That is some great news. That is some great news. That is some absolutely great news. I've been waiting for that. Man,
Full full meta Jack Rick is what the title is. Whatever that means.
no, it's gonna be a little while.
Yeah. But this one's full meta, so it might
Oh,
be meta.
like the yeah, either Facebook Meta or actual like the Meta
No.
universe.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I feel like there's none of it is gonna be on canon anyway, so it's gonna be a whole season of bull crap.
it's gonna be wild. LA just want this to stay a little bit more what chronological or go from episode to episode and keeping the same.
You can't give me where Evil Morty did all this shit and then come back and have this other Evil Rick and then do nothing with it for a whole season and then just tell me, oh, we'll be back next year.
They didn't. Wait. It hasn't been a whole season. We're in the middle of a season. That's one. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see
Oh,
what happens. We'll see what
we'll
happens.
see. At the end of the season, we'll revisit this exact same topic and see if you feel me to.
All right, big bet. I promise you, they're going to address at least one of the two.
Which one? Put money on it.
I would I would think they would address Evil Rick.
All right, let's see. Boo.
Dave Dave Chappelle monologue. LA, you can go first.
I love Dave Chappelle. I mean, a fellow Ohioan. He's pretty level-headed, in my opinion. The comments the man made were fair and like exactly like I've been saying, man. You can feel how you want to feel, but you can't just be crazy. I liked it. I can't wait to see him on New Year's.
I think
Yeah, he's gonna be at what? Nationwide or Schottenstein? I can't remember.
that's a good hour drive from the house to the show. That's crazy for him. That's got to be great, right?
I can't wait.
But overall, I would say I think it was really good. I think he does a really good job overall of just playing the level-headed middle ground of still being able to make jokes on both sides, but make you be able. Yeah, that's what I would say. But
Chappelle was before
Dave
our time,
Chappelle got
bro.
our time. Does that make
Dave
sense?
Chappelle was before our time. When we was old enough to really appreciate Dave Chappelle, he was an African. We had Kevin Hart. We had Cat Williams.
Oh, you go. Well, you tripping?
When did Dave Chappelle leave the Dave Chappelle show and go and like quit Hollywood for like 8 years?
I remember being in middle school and Dave Chappelle was still on. I can guarantee you that. Like, and
Let's
yeah,
see. Okay, 2006. My bad. 2006.
uh,
Like,
uh,
where was you in 2006? You was like 13, 14, bro. Come on. By
anyway,
the time we could really enjoy like How High and all that shit, bro, that was before our time.
yeah, I guess, but at the same time,
He is the I do give it to him though. He is a GOAT. I'll give it to Dave Chappelle. I love me some Dave Chappelle.
I
I
think
personally wish he was in our time though, because that would have hit.
I still say he is in our time personally because he's still doing it right now.
Like
Um,
imagine you was in high school, college, and watching the Dave Chappelle show, bro.
but
Like you would have been
no, you're
tears.
still here. You're still here, and the thing is,
I
not
mean,
only
but you would have been more grown. You would have really related to the jokes quicker. Like,
no, I disagree. I completely disagree. Think about what we just watched. I was sitting there dying each topic because it's modern events. And to say that put it like this: when I can tell, I feel like I can tell anybody, hey, Dave Chappelle just came out with a new special. They're gonna go home and watch it within that week. I can tell them no disrespect, but I can tell them Kevin Hart just came out with a new special. It might take them anywhere. It might take them a month, and that's even in the cold weather of just
that's
being at
crazy.
home. It is not
That's an
disrespect.
opinion.
It's just
That's an opinion. That's an opinion. Kevin Hart, it
that's
makes
not.
the
I
most.
disagree. I disagree, dog.
Kevin Hart gets
Go,
paid off the earth by
go.
that.
Put it like this: go to work and ask somebody the same thing. I guarantee you that, like, just randomly, you don't got to bring up what they're saying or anything. I think they're going to say the exact same thing I'm saying. Not necessarily a month for Kevin Hart, but they'll be like, yeah, I'll go home and watch. I'll go on my lunch break and watch a part of that Dave Chappelle monologue. I'm
Y'all are
not like
crazy.
that's how people are with Dave Chappelle because he's going to put something in a perspective that you can just wrap your head around, if that makes sense.
All right, y'all are crazy. That's fair. I believe that you two and I would do that. I believe that. But I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything else about that. I believe it.
Rob, what you think about what he actually said though?
Oh my God.
They can't hear Rob. Um, yeah, it's
Because
it's got to be hard being
even
able to you defend your friend at the same time as like being able to be like, yeah, you can't say
defending
that.
his friend,
You
he
can't
wasn't
say that.
defending his friend.
I
He
think he
wasn't
was defending
defending
his
shit.
friend. I
He
think a
wasn't
part of
defending.
I think a part well, he okay, if he wasn't defending, he was helping the audience of people that can't see what Hollywood is like. He was helping them be like, well, in his defense, in this one case, I've been to Hollywood. There's a lot of Jewish people. A lot. That's exactly what he said, right?
Yeah.
But after that, just to get the full quote out there, he also said, but that doesn't mean nothing. There's a lot of black people in Ferguson. It don't mean that we run it. So it could throw out the idea that, well, maybe they don't run. Maybe they don't run. Maybe they do.
I don't know.
I
think he was saying like that was a wild leap for Kanye to make, and he shouldn't. He can think all those things that he wants, but he shouldn't say that shit out loud in a public forum like that.
I think that's pretty much. I think that was pretty much what he was trying to say.
He lost $1.5 billion. That's unfortunate.
In a day. That's wild. And that's some wild stuff.
Crazy. That's unfortunate. That man worked hard for his money.
Yeah, in a day, dog. In a day, that is stupid. Like that is the definition. That's not cancel culture. I don't feel like that's not cancel culture. That's just being canceled by some people who run your shit. That run shit that you like have. Like you said, you can't say type like you said. Essentially, if you work for other people, you definitely can't say that type of shit, right?
I don't think that was the main point. I don't think the point is that he works for someone or not. I think the point is that you can't make anti-Semitic comments like that. You can't say you're going DEFCON on a nation. Like,
well, was Rob back yet?
Rob's starting, but
why can they not hear you?
Do I know what DEFCON 3 means? Is that what you said? Isn't DEFCON a military code used to show danger levels? Yeah. So yeah, I would say I know what DEFCON is.
So DEFCON 3. Oh, here we go. I fixed it. So DEFCON 3 means specifically, you're preparing for defense. So Kanye was saying he's preparing to defend himself. And then look what happened next.
Everybody knows what Kanye was saying.
Well, what do you think Kanye was saying?
Time out.
Hold on, Darren. What do you think Kanye was saying?
When you say you're about to go DEFCON on somebody, you're not using the literal interpretation of that word.
So what do you think he was saying?
He was saying he was just being wild. I don't know what he was saying, but he was just being wild, and you can't say shit like that about people. You just can't say shit like that about people.
All right, Darren, go ahead.
I just want to say I don't know how you could ever really know what Kanye West is saying, personally.
It's the same thing y'all were saying last time about the pushing like violent music to kids and stuff. You remember how y'all was saying that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not to bring up an old topic, but like if Kanye had said this exact same thing about black people or quote unquote niggas, would it be a problem?
Do you call us black people or do you call us niggas?
I'm gonna go DEFCON on niggas. like that.
I'm just asking. If he had said that, would it be a problem?
Well, here's the thing. He has to, essentially what Rob will be saying is that he will have to be protecting himself versus every black person. Right? Every nigga. That's what you're saying. Because that's what DEFCON means in Rob's point of view. Now you might say DEFCON that he took 3. It a different. You might say he took it or the literal point of view. You might say he took DEFCON a different way. I personally don't know. I'm not going to act like I know what Kanye West was thinking when he said DEFCON. Besides the literal point of view, that's the only way I could take it. Now, that's the only way I could take it. I don't know. Now, with that being said, he would have to do something that gets every nigga pissed.
He did wear that Black Lives Matter thing to
The White Lives Matter.
White Lives Matter, yeah, to Fashion Week or whatever it's called.
I don't think that pissed off everybody.
It didn't piss off literally everybody, but it did make a huge majority of the black, what would you call it? The black community.
But we talk. Let's just bring this all. Because what we're about to do ultimately is bring the last 2 years into a wrap. If we're about to do this, let's do this. He wore White Lives Matter because Candace Owens and other people recently, and we've covered it on this podcast, saying that the Black Lives Matter funding is going to questionable things. That's the biggest reason. Maybe he wore that.
Maybe
it goes synonymous. It goes synonymously, right?
you said maybe you lost me.
If he makes money off of White Lives Matter and he uses that money for anything he wants, or if he even used it to really fund and help fund Black Lives, like real shit, not actual like buying a house for creatives in LA. You see what I'm saying? Like that, instead of actually doing that, spending that money on actually his schools or something. Now we're talking about a different outcome. But we don't know. We don't know where that was going because people can't open up their mind to see the other side of it. We covered this. So that's like if you want to say that pissed off everybody, I would say that we covered. I would say he's just bringing more light to the thing that we've already seen, essentially, with the White Lives Matter and Black Lives Matter, essentially.
All right. So also wanted to show you guys I don't want to say a different perspective, but a more intelligent example of this. So I have this video of Dr. Farrakhan speaking about it. And I just want you guys to listen and see what you guys think, what he thinks about it.
Why you say, "Oh God"?
Yeah,
why you say, ahead. "Oh God"? Before we even start, why you say, "Oh God"?
Go ahead. Let's listen to Farrakhan. Go ahead.
For saying something that is anti-Semitic. And he kept telling you, I can't be anti myself. You didn't want to hear that. You know you came from us. You know that you are not the father of humanity. We know our history and we know yours. We don't like what you're doing to Kyrie or to Ye. And when we see how you want to break him, destroy him, to keep him from saying anything that might enlighten our people. Do you know when you mess up his mind like that, he can't play? I saw the man playing ball the other day and he missed every shot, almost. He can't play with his mind in that state. And when his brother, Kevin Durant, said, I don't like none of this. He's not saying he don't like the movie. He's not liking what you're doing to a man who wasn't doing nothing against you, but searching for greater knowledge. And you decided to break him. You decided to put fear into men like Charles Barkley and LeBron James and other black men who have become rich and powerful. You wanted to say, you were saying to them as you were lynching Kyrie, you all better get the point. You all better get the message. They don't want you rising up into that knowledge that will make you a real man and not a glorified punk.
No, those are some very powerful words by Dr. Farrakhan. What do you guys think of what he said?
Is he a preacher?
He sound like it, don't he?
Well, you on me. But
You can't hear me?
I didn't
that's
say
an LA
nothing.
with me.
Oh.
I didn't say nothing.
Sound like a preacher. But honestly, once again, you could take away the bull. You can take away some bull jive and some conversation every once in a while. But there's something in there. There's definitely something in there.
LA?
Do y'all know who Farrakhan is?
I know a little
Nah,
bit.
that's
I'm
not.
not gonna say like I've done a lot of research. I've read a lot of his books. I listened to a lot of his preachings and shit stuff. But I know who he is by name.
I've heard him speak a
Okay.
couple times, but I don't really think I know him.
Farrakhan is essentially a black supremacist. No problems with the man as a human being, but I just can't see his view be anything but skewed. Whether it be right or wrong, I see him in the favor of black people, right or wrong. And I mean, not saying that's good or bad, but it's just hard to see him as an unbiased person to me.
Okay,
So
fair. That's fair. That's completely fair. But you can listen to what he's saying and then take away what you want from the words, right?
you can, and what the man is saying is that, to me at least, I heard that there was some greater knowledge they were reaching for, and they were prevented by being canceled. In some words, I don't know. Maybe I have to re-listen, but there was a bit of a disjointedness with the reasoning behind what he was looking for being knowledge, like what knowledge was in this movie that he was looking for. I just don't understand, I guess. Maybe I'm
Fair.
just ignorant on what happened
No, that's
to
fair.
Kyrie.
No, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. The only thing I would say I took away from it, like that can completely, where I'm more so leaning, is that it seems like when people get money, they can't really say much. They're not really free to, be human. That makes sense. Especially black people. That makes sense.
That when they get money, they can't be human.
How do I put this?
I don't know, man. I know a
If
lot of
you
people with
agree,
money that can do whatever the
if
fuck they
you
want.
if you agree with Kanye and you worth $3 billion, if you actually if you agree with Kyrie, let's just say, um, that all he did was post a link. He didn't support the movie or nothing. He just posted it, right? I forgot where I was going with this. I'm sorry. But I feel like you can't say much. That's where I think you really can't speak on this subject if you agree with it. Put it
I
like this:
mean,
I've seen an ESPN analyst come out and he was like, "I might get fired from ESPN for this." The very first statement, "I might get fired, but I agree with Kyrie."
Who was it?
Jay Billis.
I like Jay Billis.
see, like, I'm all about people sharing knowledge and doing what you think is right. By all means, progress yourself as a human being. But Kyrie, you were already on thin ice with this COVID shit. Like, the league's already been looking at you crazy. Like, you just gave them that extra bit of fuel and ammunition they needed to do whatever the fuck they wanted to. Like, come on, bro. He was already in detention 3 times in a row. He was getting ready for that suspension. I just don't know. But
Dog, that's once again, bro. That is not fair either, man. That's not
it's
fair.
not it's not
Co-
fair.
COVID is a time where it's not, you can't really just tell people get this vaccine. and be okay. Like I'm being like this is not like COVID is not that. You can't tell people that.
But the problem is that his his boss told him to do it, and if he doesn't want to do it, that's fine. Personal belief, that's fine. But at the end of the day, it is a corporation that you work for, right? And that
Yes.
corporation wants to make money. If you're not making the money, things are going to start happening. You're on a list now, just like anybody at their job, right? If you start causing issues or your name start coming up places, you're on a list. You're wrong. Rob, if you're at work and you start doing stuff and people start saying your name, whether it be a good list or a bad list, is your name not going to be on?
Yes.
So this is a job for him. This is his livelihood as well, right? So like, I feel like it works the same way, even with basketball. Granted, is it fucked up? But like, if I posted on my Twitter, I don't even know what the fuck Kanye, not Kanye, what's his name, Kyrie even posted. But like, if I posted something on my Twitter about, I don't know, people who beat their dogs or something, like, I work in a corporate setting, and I guarantee you, someone will be contacting me from corporate, like, "Hey, saw some things on social media that is concerning." Like, there's a whole social media department at where I work. Like, I can only imagine that multi-million dollar corporation, billion-dollar corporations like the NBA have the same thing. You know, whether it's right or wrong, I don't know, but
I think
you
it's
can't just
wrong.
be
Freedom of
you
speech
can't
got to
just
be a
be
thing
saying
at
stuff
some
like
point,
that.
man.
I mean,
It's got to be. It's truly got to be.
That brings into the question: do we really have freedom of speech? Because when Kyrie is also represents the Nets, whether you agree with that or not, he does represent the Nets, and the Nets PR team has to quote unquote deal with that.
Now we
So
get
if
into
you're
the
making a
whole
bad look, if you're making the Nets look bad,
nah, bro.
don't they have a
That's
right
the
to say, "Hey,
problem.
man"?
That's the problem with the NBA's product. Now you're talking about a problem with a product. 100%. That's all you're talking about. Because where this comes back to I'm an athlete. I'm not this. I'm not a role model. No, I mean, or even if I am, I'm not gonna be the role model you want me to be. You're playing with a gray area right now. Like, at what point is it? I literally am just this person that do this job. Boom. But I'm not just that. I'm also this outside of work. Why is it this attachment stops you from being able to speak your mind? That is
because
what
on a
that's what we're talking
multinational
about.
scale with an audience of billions of people with influence like normal people do not have, that is the problem.
And they're also
LA, you
considering it
just
hate
hold
speach.
up. No, Rob. LA, you just said the same thing is happening for the most normal person at their job.
Yeah. And if
So
you're
what
now
are we
on a multinational scale, you would think it'd be even more monitored and even more harsh. Like the NBA goes to China. Like the NBA plays in Israel probably. Like you think it's safe if they go to Israel and he's sharing things like this for them? Like that's a security risk. There's other factors to this. I assume is what they're going to say. I don't know. But like I'm pretty sure it's deeper than just the tweet. Like there's ripple effects that are way deeper than what we see. It's way deeper than just basketball. Like
ultimately
there's
though?
way more happening.
Ultimately, it does as much as people want to be mad. If you take away from the idea of what they're saying and not the hate, okay, hold on. Like I said last time, who has really been pushing this idea to black people? Who's been pushing this idea to who's I'm gonna find the video. I gotta bring it back into the chat. Then we're gonna be done with it, but I'll find it one time.
All right. So to follow up on this a little bit, the Nets are giving Kyrie Irving 6 requirements to fulfill before he can return from suspension. Let's see. They do list the requirements, so I'm gonna read them out loud. Apologize and condemn the film he promoted. Make a $500,000 donation to the anti-hate causes. Complete sensitivity training. Complete anti-Semitism training. How do you pronounce that? I can't even pronounce it anymore. Meet with the ADL and Jewish leaders, and meet with team owner Joe Tasai to demonstrate an understanding of the situation. So how do you guys feel that the Nets are forcing him to complete these 6 tasks before returning back to his job?
I don't think it's forced. He's not forced. He can say he doesn't want to.
You cut out. What you say? He could say what now?
I don't think he's forced. Like, if he doesn't want to come back, he doesn't have to come back. He just doesn't have to do these things.
Well, if he wants to go play for the Brooklyn Nets again, he has to complete these 6 steps.
Correct, but he's not being forced. Right?
That's being forced. It's a ultimatum. Do this, or you're not going to be able to play for us. It's ultimatum. That's forced.
Yeah, and they own his rights, so they don't have to move him. You just sit there.
So, how does this make you guys feel? Is this right? Is this wrong?
I'm gonna go ahead and say, I think it's wrong personally. I think ultimately I'm gonna keep going back to this person until either somebody do something about it, or this type of shit don't happen to people like Kyrie. Brett Favre, what the fuck? Still, Mississippi, he didn't have to give no money back. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? Like, he stole money from the poorest state in the country. He like stop, bro. Stop. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, but Brett Favre's
not.
Darren, go ahead, LA.
I was gonna say, like you said, though, he played the system. The system worked that way, right? It was a business move.
He got caught. He didn't play. If he played the system, he got caught, and he didn't have to do none of this shit. None of this shit. Pay $500,000 to a donation. Stop. That shit ain't right.
Well, I guess there's a difference from being borderline racist and being a blue collar thief. I guess. I guess the world does. A white collar thief. I guess the world is fed up with racism or borderline racism. I don't even know what this is anymore. I don't even know
anti-Semitism. Hate towards Jewish people.
Yeah, I don't know what movie this is.
That's the biggest thing. All he did was post a link to the movie, and then people watch the movie, and some people are saying it honestly ain't what people are making it out to be. I haven't watched the movie. I don't know. I'm just gonna be the first person to say it.
Again, though, Darren, that man posted a link on his Twitter, and how many millions of people will instantly be able to see it? Like,
fair, LA. Let me ask you a question.
It is influential on a grand
That's
scale.
great. That's great. Let me ask you that. Is it worse to post something or say something or to steal from the poorest state in your country?
So
which one is worse? Which one is worse?
The thing is, you're not equating it. You're saying post something. You're not saying potentially spread bile as opposed to steal. Now these are two separate and label crimes.
You have the freedom of speech.
You do. You do have the
Jeff Bezos is making money off of people going to watch the movie. It's on his platform. And we're still talking about a person who posted the link. That's it.
You are 100% right. He has the freedom of speech. And he decided freely to post something that was borderline or questionable. And people got upset. Now this is the fallout of it.
So, question for both of you guys: Do we have freedom to hate speech?
You can say whatever you want, but you just gotta be ready to nut up. Like,
And deal with the
get ready.
consequences.
You gotta be ready, bro. Like, say what you gotta say, but get ready because
The
they're
only
coming after your wallets
yeah,
first.
That's why Kanye said DEFCON. Am I wrong?
DEFCON 3.
He
Because he was getting
obviously he
ready.
wasn't ready. He wasn't
getting
ready.
ready.
Obviously, he should have shut the fuck up.
Obviously, he was not. Obviously, he was not ready.
Here's what I want to say to Darren. I don't think I see where
Like
you're
you're
coming
saying.
from, relating it to the Brett Favre thing, but I don't think you can relate those two things. I think they're two separate things, and it's in context. Brett Favre was stealing, and that does make him a scumbag piece of shit for that from the poorest country, in
Poorest
the
state.
United States.
Poorest state.
Poorest state.
the
I'm
country.
sorry. But spreading hate speech, if you want it, first of all, we have to consider it hate speech first. Then you're spreading the hate speech. So I think more people would, in context, would be mad at spreading the hate speech. Specifically, the people who the hate speech is referring to, which would be the Jewish people. So I could see the Jewish community being more upset with Kyrie than they would with Brett Favre. I could totally see that. I don't think they're comparable offenses. I think you got to separate those. Now, if you want to have a conversation about, it feels like the media has totally forgotten about Brett Favre and it's just pouring on Kyrie, pouring on Kyrie, pouring on Kyrie. I
100%.
completely agree with you. Kyrie is a new topic of discussion, and it's kind of like the media completely forgot about Brett Favre. But that's just kind of how
Brett
the media
Favre
cycle
definitely
works. It's the
pays
new
dues.
hot thing.
Should definitely pay his dues. But
If Brett Favre posted a dick pic again, I guarantee that will be on the front page of First Take. You know what I'm saying? It's just what's hot in the news now.
That's a problem.
I think we have one more video on this topic. This looks like a video of Malcolm X speaking. This is probably going to be our last video about this topic. Then we can move on.
Anti-Semitic.
Okay, let me get you all over here.
You've many of the things that I've read about you, and you've made a mention a couple of times about the Jews and everything, and I'm wondering if you are personally anti-Semitic.
No. How can I be anti-Semitic?
I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from.
When the Arabs are half the Muslim world is Semitic. If I was anti-Semitic, I'd be anti-Arab and anti-everything else. No, I think that in this country, there's one mistake that the Jews make. They put themselves in a position where whenever anybody gives an objective analysis of the role that they play, they defend themselves by accusing you of being anti-Semitic. And a Negro is not anti-Semitic when he says that the man who's exploiting him in his community is white, because it is a white man who owns all the stores. Now, is it an accident that these whites who own these stores are Jewish? If it's an accident, then the fact that he says the Jew on the corner is exploiting me isn't an anti-Semitic statement. It's just more descriptive of the man who's exploiting him.
So what do you guys think of Malcolm X's words?
Once again, I think it's just exactly what I've been saying. Just being descriptive of the person that's exploiting you. That's it. I think he probably said it perfectly.
Whoa.
Darren, I don't think
Do not
you said
say
that shit.
That man's words. That is not what he said at all. And that's right there. He
What
was
did I
giving
hear?
an account and a specific account about that Harlem neighborhood that they were in those days.
Yeah.
And the description of the man who owned the store is what he's talking about. Okay. I'm ready
Okay.
now.
All right. So Kanye, back to Kanye, right? Are we going back to Kanye?
Let's do it.
All right. So to be descriptive of the person that he probably, I truly don't know if Pete Davidson.
Because he didn't say
But
that
he is.
Jew. He didn't say
there
the
you go.
Jew. He said,
There you go. I win.
what?
He said he was being descriptive.
Who?
That's it. Kanye.
Who?
Kanye.
I want to hear it.
You're talking about Pete? Are we talking about he was being descriptive about Pete Davidson?
Let's go with that.
Pete Davidson is Jewish, and none of this started. And Kanye didn't start talking about this until Pete Davidson slept with his wife. Why is everybody quiet?
I agree with Malcolm X. There's nothing wrong with being more descriptive towards the person that's exploiting.
That is fair.
Because
That
they would
is
sure
fair.
enough say that's a black person or a white person that
They
did this crime.
definitely would say that they fit the crime when they are trying to report said crime. Was there a crime being reported by Kanye? Was he saying,
Well, you got to also go back to what he was saying. He said he's going to Me Too the Jewish community. That
but
was,
the community is
that's where he
hurting you,
fucks
though.
up. That's where he fucks up. That's
And
where
that's
I'm
where-
saying he fucks up. If he doesn't say all Jewish people, and he
That's
says
what makes
the
it
elite,
racist.
but if you say the elite
That's
Jewish
still
people who
makes-
Rob, LA, let me finish.
still
If you
can't
say
do that.
let me finish. If you say the elite people, elite Jewish people who are running Hollywood, that is very fucking descriptive. Without saying their names, that is as a descriptive as you can get. Am I wrong or am I right? That's all. That's all. Now you could say that's wrong to say. I would say that you're wrong.
So, I don't know if you guys remember the Lex Friedman interview that Kanye did. Lex Friedman said, you shouldn't call out the whole community. You should call the actual individual people.
Exactly.
Thank you.
That's all I just said. That's exactly what I just said.
You said you put Jewish people as a whole versus calling out the individuals by name.
How did I say that? I said
Thank you, Rob.
the elite Jewish people who are running Hollywood. How is that calling out the whole Jewish community?
No,
How
just because you put an adjective before it does not take out the fact that you're still referencing the community.
No, that's bullshit. That is bullshit. Now we're talking. Hold on, bro. Hold on. If you telling me if I just say
what's the difference
no
between
the
Jewish people or the tall Jewish people or the big dick Jewish people? Like it's still fucking racist.
Pete Davidson had a 10-inch dick.
All right, so if I say
Allegedly.
the rich black people who are making money off of music,
go on.
That statement to you, followed up by anything, would be racist.
It is. It's categorizing a group of people based on race. Yes.
Like it's like saying all black people.
Being more descriptive, y'all. It's just being more descriptive.
Y'all
ultimately what y'all are saying.
Category is race. The category is race. That is exactly what it is.
That's like saying
the category is race, but it's not primarily all of one race. Being racist is talking about a whole race of people, not a specific race of people. Like, what are we talking? That is not right.
That is true, but all you're doing is putting a hat on you're just putting a hat on it. You're making it more fancy. Okay, you're being more descriptive with what you're targeting towards. Cool, great. It still is what it is.
You got to call it the individual people. That's more descriptive than what you're saying. Are you frozen? Oh, you're not frozen. Okay.
I'm stuck.
So Darren, that would be like me saying all black people in Chicago kill each other.
That's not what. That is not right. That is not the same.
Why?
Not the same at all.
Why?
It's a statement based on race, and you're being more.
It's not a fair statement, y'all. It's not a fair statement.
Neither was yours.
What did I say that was wrong?
You weren't calling out the individuals. You were calling out a community. You're not calling out individual people. Now, if you said Joe Smo in Hollywood is doing this, that's different from saying all the Jewish people in Hollywood, all the elite Jewish people in Hollywood.
Nobody is saying all, though. That's where y'all...
You said the Jewish... Did you not say all the elite Jewish people in Hollywood?
What do y'all think the word elite mean? Maybe that's where we're getting lost.
Okay,
because when I mean elite, I mean the people who are actually making shot calls. Maybe that's where I'm getting lost, because I think y'all are thinking elite means just rich people in Hollywood.
Here is Jewish people, right?
Yeah.
This whole circle is Jewish people. This little line that I'm making here with my finger, imagine the circle.
It's a pie. Got you.
Yeah, it's a pie circle. Yeah, that one little line is the elite Jewish people, right?
In Hollywood.
In Hollywood. Yeah, that super sliver, that tiny little, you can
Got
barely see it, right?
got you.
It's there, but it's still in the fucking pie, is what I'm trying to get you to understand.
Does that make sense? Because I'm with LA here.
I think the problem.
Come on, man.
I think
If Rob
yo,
with me, you'd just be
You're still saying a
Come
group
on.
of people instead of calling out the individuals. And
I
it's
understand.
it's too broad.
While I understand what you're saying, there is no way for me to be able to do that right now. Y'all know that.
Exactly. And that's why so that's my point. That's why Kanye should be calling out individuals instead of calling out a group of people. Does that make sense? I know you can't do that, but Kanye should be able to do that. He's been over there. He's been with those people. He's seen those people. Which brings me up to another video that was out today. I don't have that video with me, but he was being interviewed by a group of paparazzi, and the paparazzi was asking him if he's going to take back his statements in any shape or form. And Kanye had a list of all the executives in Hollywood, and on that list, all the Jewish people on that list were in red, named. See, that is calling out people by name and not calling them out by a group.
That's what he should have done.
And that's why your statement is wrong, Darren.
I would have been like, "Oh shit!" Well,
I don't know if I can find that video real quick though.
Fair. I will 100% concede. Kind of. I kind of see what y'all
a new video out. I love Roddy Ricch. That little boy can rap. Sir, can you play my topic?
Yeah, we can move. We can move on. We spent the whole thing on this.
Yeah. So that was basically our main topic, guys. We're gonna move on to some lighter subjects. So let's see what Snoop Dogg has to say.
You know, Snoop D-O-double-G always got something nice to say. Come on, and he flagged out.
Kanye got pantyhose on his face. Kanye walking.
I'm gonna turn that off because I don't want to get claimed for that song.
An appearance at one of those games we talking about. Let's check it out.
That's pretty funny.
They almost made Snoop Dogg have a coughing attack. Why he go like this? What is he doing? What is this? Does this mean something?
It's fashion.
Like, bro, personally, I don't know. I don't understand anything he does.
Is that so people can't get pictures of him? Because I've seen him do it at basketball games before. Like he covers his face with like pantyhose.
I wouldn't be surprised. Oh,
and
right. Go ahead.
Other news, student loan forgiveness. It's still a thing. I know we keep preaching about it. Sign up, sign up, sign up. It's still possible. There are court cases happening all over the world, or all over the United States. I shouldn't say the world. And people are trying to block it left and right, saying it's unconstitutional, this, that, and the third. They're throwing the whole kitchen sink at it. The Biden administration has assured us voters, because remember, you still can vote if you didn't already, that it is going to be handled. Sign up before the end of the year. That way your forgiveness can be applied to your balance this year before the repayment starts January 1st. If your balance is lower, that means your payments are lower because they go based on the sum. Remember to fill it out. Worst case scenario, the fuckers beat it and you still got to pay it back. That's all I got for you.
Darren?
Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive with that. You just got to keep hope alive.
All right. The next video we're going to watch, we're not going to show it. It's called Ethnic Identities of Cartoon Characters. I thought this would be, I don't know who posted this.
I'll be analyzing ethnic identities of your favorite cartoon characters.
Talk your shit.
All right, well, let me get right into it. First, we got my boy Darwin. Darwin is easily black. He's easily black. Oh! See? I didn't even think of that. Plus, his voice actually black. Next, we got Arthur. Arthur is another black individual. Because people say that I look like Arthur. Next, we got Piccolo. Guys, come on. I don't even need to say.
Everybody
Next,
says
we got
Piccolo's
Mordecai
black.
and Rigby white. Yeah. But my reasoning was because never on God's green earth would you see someone of another race do the bullshit that they do. Next, and lastly, we got Pink Panther. I think that Pink Panther is white. What? Listen. Let me explain my reason. But not only is he white, he is this type of white. That's what I thought. Thank you.
All right, that video was kind of trash. I'm gonna be 100 with you.
Yeah, mute yourself.
I didn't see the last part. I didn't get the last part. What was the Pink Panther?
He's calling
The
him a rich
Monopoly,
white.
the Monopoly guy.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought the Pink Panther had some swag.
I thought he's Frenchman.
That's Pepe Le Pew.
He is too.
All right. So Eminem was officially inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame by Dr. Dre. What do you guys think of that?
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
It's basically the Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah. They deserve it. He deserves it. LA, you overthinking it. I can tell you straight up right now. Think about how he rocks a arena. Then just put him in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
There you
everybody's gonna go in the Rock and Roll. Tyler Swift one day is gonna go in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
go.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. It's not a genre thing.
Think about how you rock the crowd first. But yeah,
Darren, those white girls love them some Taylor Swift. They're already talking about how they're not gonna be able to get tickets to her tour.
Stay on the fact of Eminem getting this, please. I'm happy for him. I'm happy. Much deserved.
What's your favorite Eminem song?
Eminem, Dr. Dre.
No, just Eminem in general.
Superman.
Nah.
Can't be your Superman, your Superman, your Superman.
I don't know. He got a lot of. Probably I Am, The Way I Am. That shit is my shit. When I was a kid, I used to jam that shit.
I love Stan. I think Stan's great.
Stan was just too crazy, man.
Good story.
It was just too like I can't just listen to that song like at the gym, you know, like that shit. I gotta listen to that song.
Day while running on the treadmill, that should have fucked me up. No, my whole day.
Because you can't just like have it in the background. Like you have to focus on what's happening. Like the imagery is too deep.
Yeah.
All right. Next one is some ghetto shit Darren posted in the chat.
Oh my god.
It actually is. It actually is. But it's a actually good conversation. Dude makes some good points. I want to know. I wanted to save it for next week, but let's just go ahead and do it right now.
My girl's not gonna take dick from anybody else but me.
Even if she's paid?
Yeah, money doesn't run my life. Money's not good enough to give up my morals of you having dick and cum in your face and getting bust on and you gonna come home and kiss me and build a life with me? Nah.
Well, I'm a porn star and I haven't sold my soul, so.
And that's not really information for my life. I told you my opinion. I don't care if you're a porn star. Ain't a bitch bad enough.
So would you fuck me?
Like I said earlier, I would smash, but I would not date.
I'm a great girlfriend though. You know, you're kind of passing it up. Do you, a little side question.
You're not going to be a great girlfriend while you're taking dick from those 5 guys.
So, well, I don't do gangbangs, number one. Number two, so would you think that I wouldn't be able to come home and treat you right, cook you dinner? Those aren't qualities you would want in a girlfriend?
Well, I think I can find those qualities and for them to do something that I respect outside the home. Unfortunately, it's not about what you do in front of me, it's what you do behind me.
So I had a question for both of y'all separately.
Go ahead.
For the question for Rob, would you ever date a sex worker?
No, I don't. No.
All right, that's fair enough. LA, your friend comes up to you. He's dating a sex worker. Can he still be your friend?
Yeah. Why not?
I question my friendship with him right then and there.
Wait, time out.
People have different circumstances and different reasons, and sex work has different many faces. You can do sex work with a partner and only a partner and have like an OnlyFans. Sex work can be
But then
just selling
your friend
videos.
becomes a sex worker as well.
But like I said, if they do it together and they sell content online, that is sex work. So it depends on what sex work is. Like if they're just on Sullivan Avenue, you know, selling $5 blowjobs, like yeah, I got like that shit's illegal. Like you can't really do that shit.
Yeah, Darren. There's a difference between doing
If
porn
it's
and being a
consenting
prostitute.
adults
I
doing
think
whatever they want to do,
ultimately,
by all means, go for it. Why not?
I would question
I
my
mean,
friendship with people.
So
I
male or
mean, I
female,
know.
you wouldn't want to be friends with this a porn
All I
star.
said is I would question my friendship.
What are you
I mean,
questioning?
sex work is a very gray area. Like some people say people who are exotic dancers are sex workers. And I mean, they sell a fantasy. They don't have sex with anyone. So like all exotic dancers are not able to be friends with you. Like I know a lot of exotic dancers who are great people.
Saying you're an exotic dancer opposed to saying you're a sex worker is two different things.
I said some people consider it sex work.
Facts.
Some people
But
say
when
it's
you-
exotic dancing. Some people say it's stripping. Some people call it whatever. But like
No problem with
you're
that.
self-employed and you're selling a fantasy. Some people
No
would
problem with
categorize it.
anybody selling a fantasy.
But what I'm saying is some people categorize that as sex work. So you would have to put those people in that category too. So I couldn't say it's just open shut, but like it depends on what type of sex work you're doing before I even make it my business, you know.
That's what I would go with it. If it's my friend, I don't think it's any of my business how you quote unquote make money, how you feed your family, unless unless you somehow force it on me somehow. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I'm questioning friendship.
Because there's people who you'd be surprised, like they have technology nerd alert, but like OnlyFans and Pornhub and all those other like sex work content hubs or whatever you call them, those places have geolocation like restrictions. Like your next door neighbor could be a content creator and just block Ohio and Michigan and like any IP address that's from there. That way no one that lives around them will know. Like there's people.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah, that's the thing. You can post in certain regions. They can post only overseas. They can post only, you know, in Texas. Like they can post far away from where they live. That way their identity is hidden.
So I'm
Like,
actually glad Darren brought that up because I
there's
saw
lot
a
of technology
video.
behind it, too.
I don't know if I
We
can
got
find it
real
real
soon,
fast.
but yeah.
But it was one of those girls that was on that Fresh and Fit podcast. She was a porn star or something like that, OnlyFans girl or something like that, and she was started crying because her parents, her mom, like texted her a video of her that she found on the internet, and it broke her that her mom saw her could be having sexual actions online, and it broke her. So I think it's great that you brought that up.
That stuff's not for everybody, you know. Like you have to know this is the life you're choosing. Just like how if you know you want to be a doctor, like you can't say, "Oh, I'm going to be a doctor," and then get 4 years through it and be like, "Oh, this isn't for me." Like you have to know this is what you want to do.
Yeah, I
You
feel
can't,
like you can't be like mid operation and like be like, yeah, this is
you know.
not what I want to do. And for like in her circumstances, I feel like it's kind of hard because that shit lives on the internet forever, bro. So that's just the only hard thing about it.
I can't find the clip really fast, so we're just gonna move on.
That's all good. We gotta probably wrap up soon anyway, right?
We got less than a minute, so we can do one more video. Are you guys good?
Do the Lil Baby one with Lil Wayne or the Crackhead?
All right, let's do this one real fast.
I made the culture every day back. I fought the world and what I did, I practiced everything. I'm pretty more and dead, and God did the rest. They call it South. They think I remake.
he the joke, man. Yeah, all y'all who say if it wasn't for Wayne, it wouldn't be.
Facts. Bro, when I first heard that shit, I was like, oh my, Wayne snapped. I was like, he went, he did his thing with this.
God mode. That boy, all y'all who say he can't rap, and it's funny because they got like little interviews where they play Lil Wayne like lyrics of other rappers, but all the lyrics are his.
Yeah.
So like they play him the lyrics, he's like, oh shit, that shit hard. Who said that? They're like, you did. He's like, oh word.
That shit is funny as fuck. He was like, when I say that,
Yeah.
what was it? You don't want that latex. He heard that, he was like, he said,
I can rap.
bro, yeah, Wayne is different, bro. Wayne is different.
Top 5 all time. No discussion. We would like to thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Purple Pill Podcast. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Also, let us know in the comment section what you guys think of Ye and Kyrie Irving situation. Are they handling it correctly? Or are they just anti-Semitic? This was episode 91 of the Purple Pill Podcast. We'll see y'all next week.